My name is Mark Breyer. I'm one of the park rangers at Valley Forge National Historical Park. And we're out at the Muhlenberg Brigade where we do our soldier program. So I'm dressed as a Continental soldier. Today we're doing programs about the Continental Army. Hey, ready? Take aim. Fire. Shoulder. Fire alarm. And some of the more often asked questions here at Valley Forge are number one, where was the battle? This is a winter encampment. It's famous for its hardships, but there was no battle here. The famous big battles would have been in the fall. Battle of Brandywine and Germantown. The British objective was to capture Philadelphia, which they were able to do in September. The Continental Congress moved to York, Pennsylvania to operate there on the other side of the Susquehanna River. The Pennsylvania government moved to Lancaster, and Washington's army moved into Valley Forge on December 19, 1777, about 20 miles from Philadelphia, to keep an eye on the British, keep them from going any further into Pennsylvania and taking produce from the farms, iron implements from the forges, and protecting all the citizens who moved to the west out of Philadelphia, and also allowing the Congress in York and the Pennsylvania government to continue operating to keep the Revolutionary War alive. And so this was a winter encampment. There were 8 during the war. This was the first big one because the soldiers had enlisted for the duration of the war, and so they had to build cabins. We had about 11,000 to 12,000 soldiers here. Moved into camp in December. Within 2 weeks you would have seen many cabins that are similar to these reproductions rising up. It's 8 to 12 soldiers per cabin, so if you do the math, there's at least 1,000 of these cabins built. And you want to think of Valley Forge, it has a 7-mile perimeter, as a log city, and a military encampment where the Army did a lot of things to keep the war going, including training under Baron von Steuben. And this is not a battlefield. Why is it a national park? Why is it important? It's important as a commemorative park because it started out in 1893 to commemorate the hardships here. Most people want to know, about the snow, and we hear so much about the cold and starvation here. That's more of a myth. Almost every soldier that died here, as far as we know, it's almost 2,000 people, about 1,800 people died from disease. So plenty of hardship, but those initial historians in the 1850s, they would have talked more about the cold and emphasized that more. And that became the famous story of Valley Forge. So that's kind of like the myth that we talk about a lot here.